we have just said lots of really interesting tidbits about the comedy scene. So if you want to see those, maybe join us on our Patreon.
Also things that people will think that if they're watching it will probably think we're talking about them and fall out with us.
So
and
vain.
You probably think this slagging's about you.
You're so vain.
But
you probably think this slagging's...
if the Tommy Cooper face fits...
Oh, here. Definitely. Yeah.
Maybe have a wee look at yourself.
Maybe it's about you.
Maybe it is about
Maybe
you.
it is about
Or
you.
maybe it's not.
Change your fucking attitude.
You'll never know.
Yeah.
But do you think you do this, what we're saying? Stop it.
Stop it. Unless it's constructive. Like,
yes.
There's a woman in the front, she laughs like a fucking motorbike. Maybe have a wee joke lined up for her.
Wee man at the front, face on him like a fucking burst pile. Don't be talking to him.
Burst pile! I love it.
Don't be talking to him.
There's two PSNI officers in the audience, so maybe don't talk about the weed that you have in your bag. Do you know what I mean? Useful shit.
I remember.
Helpful hints.
I remember years ago I did a gig in Glasgow and there was a guy at the front and he'd been heckling all of the people before me. And
I love getting up to get a heckler.
I was ready for him and it was like this here. So I was like, I'm from Lurgan. And he went, whoa. And I said, have you heard of Lurgan? And he says, how have you heard of Lurgan way out here? He says, oh, I can't tell you. I says, oh, you've already have.
You're an RUC man.
You already have. I was like, I have to give you a big apology because the whole time here I thought that you were fucking a heckling motherfucker who wouldn't leave everybody alone, but it actually turns out you're PTSD, and so I'm really, really sorry.
Sorry about you.
And you know what? He loved that, and he was right. See, right then, he shut the fuck up. He was.
I got somebody like that before as well, and funnily enough, same sort of thing. There were English guys, and they were all, and people were sort of, whenever you get some comedians who are only about and they're a wee bit tentative and they don't really want to talk to the audience because they're funny people, but they're afraid to talk to the audience because they're not warmed up to that yet in case they get something they can't answer to. But I went out and I was like, what has you over here? And they were like, just a boys trip, like, And I went, to East Belfast on a Tuesday night.
Where's your accommodation?
Just like, and I went, I know what yous are doing. Yous are in your old stomping ground, aren't you? So you're doing a wee trip down memory lane, and they all looked at that way, and I went, don't worry, he's got Irish blood in him somewhere. Irish blood somewhere, doesn't he? And he went, yeah, and I went, all over your boots. And everybody went, ooh, and he kind of fucked up after that, and I think he was like, right, maybe slip out of here before everybody leaves.
Don't be coming around Belfast to your greatest hits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I battered some fella while they're trunching over there.
I'll batter you.
Yeah, I'll batter you.
Yeah, fucking cunt you. And I love a good swear on stage. This is leading up to the word of the week.
This is leading up. Do you know people say, swearing is a sign of, of a low vocabulary, and you go,
no.
And I tell them, fuck off.
I go, do you really fucking think that?
Suck my dick. And
it's strange because I like to use it as, to
seasoning.
Yeah, seasoning. Throw some seasoning in that salad.
Oh my God, here comes Karen with a potato salad with raisins.
That sounds nice, like a wee carnation potato salad or something.
A wee carnation, I know, but I think whenever white people in America are invited to the cook out there, but like, don't you bring the booze.
You bring the booze. Don't you make any of your bland shit. I'll have the blandest thing on the menu.
I was talking to an Indian colleague about that. I was like, you need to go and find this thing. It was called Goodness Gracious Me back in the 90s.
It was brilliant.
Let's go for an English.
Let's go for an English. I'll have the blandest thing on the menu. I fucking love it. But so the word of the week is
Lalochezia.
Lalochezia.
Doesn't it sound? It sounds like a girl.
Lalochezia.
It's like a girl's name.
Yeah. There's our wee Lalochezia.
There's our wee Lalochezia.
I see, we're going to see people being born christenings. There's going to be
my wee Lalochezia Lee.
Our wee Lalochezia.
Can I just put a wee moratorium out on the middle name Lee?
Right, go.
Could I just like to put a moratorium on that? People of Northern Ireland, north of Ireland, occupied 6 counties. I would like to just keep myself sweet with all of our viewed base. Mm-hmm. Stop giving the child the middle name Lee.
Lee.
Stop it now.
Yeah.
Molly Lee.
Danny Lee. I have a friend called Danny Lee. She's adorable, but yeah.
Tony Lee. How many?
Demi Lee.
Demi Lee. How many?
Or Joe. 4 girls.
Joe,
Sammy Joe.
Joe Lee.
Sammy Joe.
Sammy Joe.
Sammy Joe Lee.
I don't mind Joe because I haven't heard it, but everybody.
Oh, have you not? No, we had a Sammy Joe, Dammy Joe,
as
Gabby
many.
Joe.
But that might have. Do you think that was like an early mid 2000s?
Yes,
And
it
then
was
you
actually.
had all your Lees.
Or there's loads of Lees.
I know. I remember this wee girl, and her name was Emma Lee.
Emily.
I was like, just wait, just call you to Emma.
Emily. Oh, I read enough.
Emily. Ground bag, handbag.
What's your name? Emily.
Emily.
And then they'll think she's dead
you're
posh.
or they'll think she's slow.
Emily.
Do you know what I mean?
And they're like,
It's not fair.
are you waiting on
Your cur?
Your wee cur, Emily?
Just you wait with me. Do you know what if you get lost from your mommy or carer, just stay in one place and they'll come back and find you.
So you hate the Lee, do you think?
I don't hate it because that's not fair because those people obviously thought that was a lovely name to give their child.
But it's like people who put Rose in. People
saying that.
Oh, I've got an idea. Can't think of a middle name for the child. Just put Rose in there.
Oh, my niece's middle name is Rose, so I don't say that. I'll get bothered when I go home. But like, yeah, no, yes, I understand. I don't hate it, but on the other hand, I hate it.
I don't hate it. I just vehemently, really fucking dislike it.
Yes, it's like suddenly there was loads of Georges, loads of Louis.
We Louis. No, I'm not from that part of town.
No, but do you know what I mean? Like post royal family.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? Olivers.
Oh, but sure, that's like us with John Paul and Sean Paul. Like there's loads of John
Loads
Pauls
of fellas,
that are of born in the 80s.
Loads of fellas my age, Sean Paul and John Paul. Wasn't it 78? His Holiness came upon our shores.
Pope John Paul.
The second, Pope John Paul the first,
second.
lasted very long time. If you're looking, John Paul the first was a wee bit pro-gay, so they got rid of him really quickly. I think.
Did they?
They did away with him.
You're
Just
right.
saying.
Aye, well, we
Not
John
pro-gay,
Paul.
but they're quite liberal.
There's loads of Sean Pauls.
Loads of Sean Pauls.
Loads of like, do you know? I laugh now. Like, there's loads of whenever you look and you go, there's loads of Aryas.
Yes, Game of Thrones.
Sansa. There's
Khaleesi, even though that wasn't her name, that was her title.
Yeah, there's a girl. I'm not calling anybody out here because fair play, but
I don't know why I always
she called
imagine
her
it.
child Renesmee, and
But like she's obviously going to know exactly who she is because how many Renesmees is in her class?
I know it's a made up. Like even the book,
Lee.
it was made up. Renesmee Lee. It's probably Renesmee Rose. No harm. But there's a couple of Renesmees now, and you're just like, right, okay, that's lovely. But also people who call their kids stripper names.
Twilight.
Oh, really?
Like
Remember she had a child that then once they grew up went out with her ex-boyfriend?
that was just weird. They did not have to do that.
That was completely unnecessary, Stephanie Mayer, and it's the reason why I've cursed you with having swamp ass.
Swamp ass. May the plectrum always fall into the sound hole of your guitar. Oh. You know, like we.
May your sock always roll underneath your foot after you put your shoe on.
Yeah. May you always drop like a coin whenever you're going to pay for the bus.
May you always worry you've not cleaned your ass properly.
And have an itchy arse. Yeah.
Have an itchy arse.
Yeah.
Swampy, greasy hole.
Swampy, greasy hole.
Get your swampy, greasy holdy fuck on you go.
Trench hole.
Trench hole. Troll.
Yeah. May you always feel like you have a snatter up your nostril whenever you're talking with somebody.
May you always feel you've got a snotter right on your whatever you call that. What do you call the bit that Danielle Westbrook doesn't have anymore?
Oh,
Septum.
Septum.
Mm-hmm.
May you always think you've got a bogey on your septum even though you don't.
On your septum. Yeah. Oh my God. Or may you always feel like you have a hair at the back of your throat.
May you always be worried you have a pube on your teeth.
Do you remember that dentist that was in the audience?
Oh,
the
do you
dental
remember
nurse?
her?
She said she pulled a pube out of somebody's tooth before.
And a nail. And a toenail. Do you remember she said that she had pulled a toenail out of the... Because there was a cast...
I actually can't.
Picture
I'm gonna be
it.
sick.
Last year. Derry, Maiden City.
Yeah, baby.
Brown is... what was the tour was called? Was it called the... What was the tour called?
What was it called?
Was it called the Word Up Tour? No.
No. What was it called? What did I call my show?
Like we were both there. Anyway. The show was called...
No Offence.
I'll do this here.
It's called No Offence.
And then you could do a wee voiceover.
Yeah. The show was
you
called
like a
No
really
Offence.
obvious voiceover. And there was like a girl, do you remember? There was the dental nurse and I was like, what's the most rotten mouth? And she was like, yeah, she pulled a pube from between somebody's teeth and a toenail between their teeth. Are they walking about with a toenail in their teeth.
I'm just horrified.
But then, do you remember then there was the girl and she was a GP? And I always, if I get like a medical profession, I always go, listen.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever pulled out of somebody?
Somebody's hole. Mm-hmm. And she was like, a Nescafe jar. So once.
Then he started asking, he was like, was it open? Was the lid on it? Was there any coffee in it? Like,
the whole audience, do you remember, had loads of questions. Because once everybody got over the initial, like, oh my God, everyone was going, right, what are the specifics of this here? This is very important to know. Like, I need to know. If I'm imagining this man, like, was he giving himself a coffee enema?
Do you ever sniff it whenever you pull it out? Are you ever tempted?
Was it like a round jar or was it the square Nescafe jar that you got? Because that would be harder to get up your hole.
My friend's a nurse and she said, Bronagh, see the things that you do actually see, like, all the time. And I was like, what is it? And she went, priest came in the other day with a potato up his arse. A potato.
That's where the English were putting them. There was no famine. They were sticking them up their hole.
Yeah. And then like people that say they've fallen on things. God love them.
You fell
on the toilet brush.
You fell on a cactus.
Yeah.
You fell on your cactus.
On the toilet brush.
I was doing my dusting in the nude, as one does, and slipped and fell, and this went right up my hole.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And it'll be like this fire hydrant.
This what wet floor, and all you can see is ore. It's right up his hole.
So Lalochezia.
If you were to give that, an incident of Lalochezia, if you were to accidentally sit on something, you might
have an episode of Lalochezia
in which you might go, fuck's sake!
Yes. So this is a word that means the emotional relief or catharsis that's gained from using profane or vulgar language. Right? It usually refers to swearing to relieve stress or frustration.
That is scientifically proven. It is. I read a study and it's scientifically proven that say you shut your hand on the door or you burn your hand, if you go, oh dear, like that there.
You sounded like Miss Piggy there.
Oh dear.
What's green and smells like pork? Kermit the Frog's fingers. Sorry, go.
Hey, yeah, frog. Oh my God, I look
but
great.
Yes, you know yourself if you go, fuck!
But when you swear and you do that, fuck, it releases... It releases a pain-killing hormone into your body.
Like cortisone or something?
Yeah, something, yeah. So it does work. So like these wee people, it's like they're swearing, it's like they're fuck off.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? What do you say? I want to know.
Take yourself off the fuck.
I want to know what the Pope says whenever he stubs his toe on the end of his big bed.
Yeah. Holy fuck. Holy fuck.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. Who put that there?
Jesus Christ. You couldn't have moved that out of the fucking way, could you? You can part the Red Sea, but you couldn't move that fucking stool.
What the fuck?
I know. Where's my red slippers?
And there's all these wee Italians coming in. What happened to your foot? I'll your holiness.
I seen this thing the other day and it was all this representation, this woman talking about like the toes doing a family interview and it was like, hi, I'm the big toe. And it was like, hi, I'm the middle toe. Hi, I'm the ring toe. And then it was like, I'm the baby toe. I've had to fight my whole life. That fucking thing gets on. My friend, we were flying down the stairs before and her baby toe hit the banister and just went like this. It was sitting
like
perpendicular.
I done that the other week.
To the wrist. Did you?
Toe, yeah.
Did you?
Your big toe?
Did you Lalochezia the fuck out?
Did you Lalochezia?
Or did you? Now sometimes I will, and it's maybe a fate. Like, you know, like Lalochezia, and the flip side of Lalochezia is, have you ever cut your finger?
And you can't speak.
And you go like a seer.
I go grey. See if I know I've hurt myself really deeply, like badly. Like that scar on my hand, I think I might have told you about that. I was cleaning up because Kurt was coming over to visit me in my house and I had to be like, he needs to think that I have a nice place that I live.
Your domestic goddess.
So I had broken a glass and I was putting it in the bin and I forgot that it was in the black bag and I pushed it down to try and make room in the bin. And I felt that big sharp pain. And whenever something's so deep it doesn't bleed right away?
No.
And I went...
that.
And just probably the most quiet I've ever been in my life. And then I went and I had to sit on the stairs, like toward my flat. And the neighbours, these two guys that lived across the way were, what the fuck, Bronagh, you're a terrible colour. And I was just like, I've cut my hand and I need somebody to look at it because I can't look at it, right? And I remember George called to me, went, I can't do it. Like, I'm just going to level with you. I can't look at it. I will faint. Get him to look at it. And then I was like,
quickly pulling the hand out.
Do you know what I mean? And he was like, have you any glue? And I was like, oh, fuck, I need glue.
What do you mean glue?
What do you mean? But like, there's still a wee scar there. Like,
but like Prit stick?
10 years later, 12 years later, maybe 10 years later.
Very, very fine.
Very fine. Do you know why? I'm really proud of myself because I stayed in control and I just like dumbbelled it myself.
You didn't.
For a wee bit. I didn't go to the hospital or anything. I was a big grown-up girl. I probably wanted to have a drink and a ride that night. I wasn't going to go to the hospital.
I'm not sitting in A&E for 16 hours.
No. But here, yeah, do you know that? You're really quiet.
Because I think that's like the opposite of Lalochezia. Total opposite, because yes, you do this here, and in my head I'm going, please God, let it not be that bad. Let it not be that bad. Please God.
It's complete disassociation. Do you know whenever as well you go, didn't even happen. It's fine. Like it's fine. I didn't just cut my hand. I'm going to pretend so hard that this is fine.
I'm going to manifest.
That's what I did that day.
Like that guy.
I just pretended that it wasn't that bad.
I have manipulated time. Like I've manipulated reality, so that I didn't. Please God, make that did not happen.
Yeah. I've done that. Like I have literally blanked things out in my life where I've went, that didn't happen, and I know it's not good for you.
That's trauma, like.
Yeah.
That is pure trauma.
I did it before. I remember I was in uni, something happened, I can't remember what it was, and I was too hungover to deal with it, and I went, just pretend like it didn't happen. And I did. And then years and years later, somebody was talking about, blocking stuff out, and I went, oh, I did that with something before. Now I can think about it, I'm fine now. And I still can't remember to this day what it was.
It went back again. It went back in the box.
Yeah, it went back. Just went away. It's great.
Back in that
just
wee
push
box.
that way down, and that's completely healthy.
Who needs therapy?
Yeah.
Just don't talk about it.
Just don't think about it.
Just stop thinking about it.
Just push it down.
Push it down into the bin with no glass.
With no glass.
Yeah, that's it. See what you did there. That was beautiful.
So does that then lead on to our swear down?
So we're down for this week. It's swear down.
Oh my God.
Motherfucker.
Bitches.
You know what's funny? See, sometimes we're editing this, and like sometimes you'll play it back on like double speed, and whenever you get to like that bit, it really sounds like there's actual auto tune on.
Oh, really? It's like, oh my God.
No auto tune.
No auto tune. Would you believe it? Would you believe it? We don't use auto tune in this podcast.
In directo.
With my fucking screechy, annoying voice. Excoriate.
Is that like when you shoot one of the cores and there's
excoriate? Yeah.
There's only 3 of them left.
There's only 3. How many are in the family? There was 9, but now there's excoriate.
Excoriate.
8 of them. Yeah. Here, I always think of Tommy Tiernan saying, do you think the Cores would have been successful had their surname been the Mungans? And
Andrea Mungan.
That lives rent free in my fucking head.
Andrea Carlin,
and
Sean
now,
Mungan.
welcome to the Late Late Show. The Mungans. I will run away with your money.
Or even anything super long, like McClaverty.
The Negomais. Well, that's my name in Irish. But yeah, the Negomais. Actually, that sounds a wee bit alright.
But they couldn't all be, sure they couldn't. Because Nee is daughter.
Nee's daughter of. So there'd be the Macnegomais.
Macnego.
So yes, to excoriate is to publicly criticize someone, to criticize somebody really harshly in public.
Rip somebody a new one.
Tear somebody a new arsehole. Might not even be to their face. You can do it behind somebody's back.
Can you do this behind somebody's back?
Well, yeah. If you criticize, for example, if Michelle O'Neill's to get up and go, little Pengelly did this wrong, she's excoriating her, or little Pengelly does it. You can call somebody out.
She always makes me think of Land Before Time.
Little Pengelly?
She sounds like Littlefoot.
Oh, yeah, right enough.
Yep.
Little Pengelly.
Little Pengelly. It's something, I don't know. Right, let's not go down that rabbit hole.
The hyphenated names. Yeah, let's not talk about it.
Let's not talk about somebody who was never elected into a position is suddenly now our deputy first minister.
Yeah,
anyway, moving on. Answers on a postcard of how the fuck that happened.
But I always think of for some reason, excoriate to me sounds like, sounds like whenever you're scrubbing something.
It sounds like excoriate sounds like you're rubbing your nails down, something like this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or
down like a corrugated.
Yeah.
Do you if you open cardboard, there's the bit inside, and if you
Or like sand and something like.
Excoriate.
Excoriate. It sounds like excoriate.
Excoriate. Gay Daleks excoriate. They're not going to kill you. They're just going to slag you off proper.
Yes.
They're just going to burn you to fuck.
It's like a Harry Potter spell.
Excoriate.
Excoriate. I bet you that is.
Probably is.
So it saves you. It's a spell that saves you from actually thinking how to slag somebody off. So you just go excoriate, and then you feel like you've been tied off.
I dwell a bit too much on like the ethical dilemmas of being a wizard. For example, date rape in the wizarding world must be wild.
Rife.
Rife.
If you think about
love potions, even
like Tom Riddle was born of non-consensual relationship.
Yeah.
That's why he was.
Yeah, he was date raped. He was completely drugged.
Listen, I always like to put the little footnote at the end. J.K. Rowling is still
a turf.
The fucking rotten fish of humans.
Oh, wow. But death of the author.
If she was food stuff, she would be that fish that Norwegians wrap up.
The fermented shit.
And leave it in the beach for 50 years, and then you eat it and it smells like somebody has literally died and then been eaten by something that then dies because it's eaten that.
Yeah, and then shot out.
Aye.
Yeah.
So I just...
But also, like...
Let's stop this subtle shading.
Yeah. But see, if I was a wizard, though, it would be a fucking nightmare because imagine waking up after night in the three broomsticks and you'd be like, has anybody seen my wand? Where I fucking can't find my wand. I think you left it in the back of the carriage last night and then you're phoning around all the carriages going, here's anybody seen a wand? It's Hawthorne, fucking 12 and a half inches, reasonably playable, fucking unicorn.
Unicorn hair, dragon heartstring.
I will run away.
I will run away.
Yeah. It's got an Andrea core. It's got... Oh, we've got to that stage.
We've got that stage where we're getting silly.
Excoriate. Have you ever publicly, like, really called somebody? Have you had an argument in public where people have been like, ooh, you know?
Don't know whether to share this or not.
Go.
They're not going to watch it. So, picture it. I don't know why I pretend. Whenever I go to tell a story, I pretend to be Sophia from the Golden Girls.
I love it.
Picture it. 2000. My granny has just died. It's the day after.
Right.
And my mum's husband
You're not my real daddy.
And you never will be.
Okay.
No, he was just being...
a horrible cunt. Okay.
And I just had enough. And emotions were high.
As you do.
My grandmother had just died. Mm-hmm. I feel that my lid on things had then just flipped.
The bin was open. You couldn't push it down anymore.
Pandora's box was open and all the fucking... So I proceeded to call him a human STI.
That's fucking brilliant.
I was like, you're a human STI. You're like fucking herpes. You think that you're gone, and then you fucking rear your ugly head again.
Yeah.
And I just really and it was just coming out. It was fucking Virginia Woolf fucking.
Oh, I love it.
As I got there, and
a purge.
It was a pure purge, and he was like, "What a thing to say." And as I got there,
did you
fuck up, Hugh Grant?
Did you use Lalochezia toward him? Did you have any Lalochezia in that?
I did. Loads of Lalochezia. Lalochezia.
Do you ever get so angry that you can't even, like, you want to curse, but you're like,
No,
like,
this was like a white anger. Do you know a white anger where all you can see is heaven? Do you know what I mean? All you can see is the angels coming down to bring your sword.
Yeah.
The flaming sword of the Lord.
One of my favourite Maya Angelou quotes is, bitterness is like a cancer. It eats upon the host. Anger is like fire. It burns it all clean. Mm-hmm. You know, whenever you've been like harbouring things and pocketing them and then you just scourge. Like a dragon, just fucking burn everything clean.
It was scorched earth.
Yeah.
I left that village with no surviving villagers.
Yes.
There was generations were not going to be able to come upon that village and start a new homestead because the land was now fallow.
Yes, I love it. This was not a prescribed burn. This land is no longer.
This land is no longer
tenable.
No, we cannot grow crops upon this.
I love this.
What about you?
Oh gosh. Yeah, actually.
Have you been excoriated? Not by a parent, because it doesn't count.
Yeah, parents obviously have, yeah.
Because that's their job, really.
I'm pretty sure, like, growing up in Lenadoon, I have been excoriated and it also excoriated people
But were you a cheeky I was a cheeky child.
I was a very cheeky
child. So you couldn't have excoriated me without expecting excoriation back.
That's what it was too. Like I remember getting stuck in, like I actually think back in this and I feel raw about it sometimes. But there was this woman who lived in our street and she just fucking picked on me all the time.
Bitch.
So I was going down to swing on my lamppost, right? Because I had, the rule of thumb was if you put the swing up, it was your swing. They could play on it while you were away.
If they asked you.
But when you came out,
fuck off.
that was your swing, right? And then you would also, in the instance of staying alive and sharing, in the interest, you would like go, right, I'm going to go first, then Danielle gets a turn because she gave me an ice pop. And then, you know what I mean? Like there was a hierarchy.
It's almost
there
like
was a way
prison currency.
Yeah.
She gave me an ice pop.
Yeah, it was like, you know, so and you always had to bring out your pillow, otherwise your arse would get sore on the fucking rope, right?
Yes.
And our street had a brilliant lamppost because it had a slightly raised car park.
Yes.
And the lamppost, so you had a kick-off, like you were up high and you could fucking swing off it. And I used to be walking it, and this woman would just be standing in her garden all day, and she would drink, you know, her and her husband, like, fucking having a beer or whatever during the summer.
I thought don't be sorry for them nowadays and get a grant.
Make me own business, going over with my fucking good pillow under my arm that I would sleep.
Face all blue with your wee blue ice pop.
Yeah, like you know those rips that you used to get at the side of your mouth from sucking the ice pop, like fucking Joker. Want to know how I got these scars? Right? That's how the Joker got all them scars.
A big ice pop in the 80s.
I had 2 ice pops at the same time.
You had 2 ice pops.
That was me. That was Bronagh in the 90s.
You were eating one of your sister's ice pops because like if you ate it leaving the house, you'll not catch it until later.
It was the 90s,
It was the 90s.
Warner Guddies as well.
Warner Guddies.
Walking over with my good pillow under my arm that you would sit and fart on and then sleep on later on. Every child had had their arse on it in the street, but yep, totally acceptable behaviour.
Totally acceptable.
And she goes to me, "Nay, my Stacey's over and you better not open your fucking mouth, dear." And I just remember going, well, I wasn't going to, but like, and I get stuck in. And
what age were you?
I was 9 or 10. But I mean, see, whenever I say I tore strips off this woman, I feel bad about it. Because I like this woman now, more than likely. I haven't seen her in years, but I remember seeing her being like, what's crack?
She was still dabbing the aloe vera on her face from the burn.
Yeah, the burn was terrible. I was like, look at you. What are you doing talking to me? Like, I'd show you and him just stand outside drinking your wee harp all day. Look at this state he is. But I mean, I got stuck in.
You opened
See,
up.
if a child had done that to me, I would be like phoning the nearest man with the van. No, to move out of the fucking street because
I thought you were saying the nearest man with the van.
No.
To get them kidnapped?
Like, I was going, like, look at this, like, seriously.
Get them talk.
Honestly, it was terrible. I was a
Get them left and sell them on
that
the
was
Russians.
reactive abuse because you couldn't even walk to your own fucking good swing. You'd grown-ass adults slabbering to you.
Why get involved in children's lives if they're not your children?
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
Mind your own business, weirdo.
You just like, go
Just
away.
You finish your fucking harp.
You know, yeah. That's what it was, though. The did used to just stand. And that was the norm.
Do you not do it like 40 times a day driving, though, too? Like,
what? Excoriating people?
Yeah.
I would have got there. Pick a fucking any time of the day is good for me, dickhead. You're one of them.
Why do we behave like that behind the wheel when we wouldn't do that to people in real life, though?
Your senses are like super heightened.
It's like I am in my little bubble here. And I'm going to call people. I'm like, do you want a fucking written invitation? Do you want a written invitation? Cunt, how long do you get your telegram from the Queen? I'm letting you out. Like, you're trying to do a nice thing and then you're cancelling it out by being a horrible bitch about it.
Supposed to be like in that state of moving so fast and so many things happening. And
but I will
like I'll go.
I will excoriate people in the cinema.
Do you?
Mm-hmm. I am that person. I will give you until the last trailer, and that's maybe ungenerous because I want to hear the trailers. Yeah. I want to hear.
I love the trailers.
I want to hear if it's in one of the ones that's Pearl and Dean. I want to hear. I want to hear it. That's all. And I want to just hear. Please turn off your phones. Yeah, I want to hear all that. It's like I'm at the cinema.
Yeah.
And I was at the Avenue Cinema. I think I maybe talked about this on this before. I was in the Avenue Cinema, which is fucking dear.
It is dear.
I'm just saying. Do you know what I mean?
It's
if you and your other half are going out, like you're not spending any less than 60 quid. Let's face it. Do you know what I mean? Even if you're only maybe getting drinks and a lock of chips.
Fuck's sake, we had the Cine Dump back in the day. Do you remember the Cine Dump? Well, Cineplex. In Kennedy Centre, Curly's.
Oh, we had a place in Lurgan. It was called
chewing gum and all stuck to the seats and rats running about. But you were like, I'm in the cinema.
Anybody from Lurgan remember Centre Point? Shout out to Centrepoint because it was like a bowling alley with two, count them, 2 screens.
Bowling alley?
With a bowling alley, and then there was like there was a nightclub next to it, so that like if you were quite young, you had to make sure that you were like gone before they came out because you might get bait by drunks.
Cancels out the bowling
alley. But yeah, so I was in like Nosferatu. I had spent money. I was so looking forward to Nosferatu. I was and I loved it. But this woman, and then if anybody has seen it, so it starts off and like this is like no spoilers. Starts off and it's like what do you call her, Lily Rose? What's she called, Lily Rose Depp?
Aye.
Lily Rose Depp. And she's like having a bad dream. Mm-hmm. And fucker next to me are talking about the taste of the flatbread. I'm like getting a little bit of rosemary.
Oh no! No, hold on. Right. See, those people can get in the sea anyway.
It's cinema food.
Really cleanses the palate. Cleanses the palate. I used to do a bit about that where there was this woman, you're like, fuck me, you mentioned a palate round my way, and it's, why the fuck are you collecting palates?
Cleanses your palate? What the fuck state is your palate?
Your palate?
Big clarty fucking palate.
See those people. Like, go away.
Fuck off. So he was sitting, he was all, you thought he was at like, but they were dressed like people, but they were like theatre looking people. They were like very
bearded media types.
They were very fwa, and she was all, and so I just was
fwa, I like that.
They were fwa, and I turned around and I was like, just so that I know, are you going to talk the whole way through the film or just this bit?
Yeah.
Just so that I
Good
know.
Girl.
And they were like, here. She went like I said. She gave me a look like I'd shit on her head. She was like, as if I was doing something. It's like, no, you cunts are talking in the cinema.
I live for moments like that whenever other people are excoriating. Yeah. I love it. I'm just like, fuck the film.
I know.
What did you say here? But one of my kids, my Coco, is a narrator. Right? He is one of those people who he'll be watching a film and he'll be like, Mummy, they're getting in the car. They're driving. He's driving, Mummy. Mummy's driving. Mummy, and then he'll go, watch out. And he'll be like, Mummy, he just said, watch out. Watch out. Watch out.
Where are they going?
And then, where are they going? Why is he doing that? Why is he blinking? Like, and you're going, will you just fuck up? The Lalochezia comes out.
My nana was one of them people who were like, I wonder what he's doing here.
My sister is
he kills her.
Do you know the way they say, I don't know why Americans do this, but they say, like, it's a black thing. But it's not. It's also an Irish thing. My sister's one of them ones that goes, oh my God, behind you. And I actually...
Don't go in there, you stupid bitch!
I used to cringe out, but now I actually really enjoy it. Like, I know whenever I take her to the cinema, that's going to be part of the experience. Our wee Lolo, she's like, oh no!
I do.
Oh, Mummy!
I do. I am that person. I'm in it. I'm in.
Yeah.
That's why I'm in the cinema. And like, if I'm laughing, I'm laughing. If I'm squealing, I'm squealing. Like, there's many's a time.
But I do that once. I went on a date with a guy.
Oh fuck! I think cinema's not a good first date.
He was a horrible bastard, right?
So fuck him.
Because I was only a teenager
I curse you with
at
swamp
the time.
Ass.
Yeah, I curse you with swamp ass. Trench hole. Troll. We went to the cinema, and do you know what we went to see?
What?
Bruce Almighty. Right?
Oh fuck! What dates it?
So does date it, yeah. But it was the part where Evan is in the newsroom and he's the prime rib roast minister came to France. My little nipples went to France or Spain or whatever. But the outtakes of that as well.
So funny.
But whenever that was happening, I
was in kinks.
Jim Carrey kills me anyway. I love him.
I love him.
My favourite comedic actor. I don't care.
I love
guy on this fucking hill, right? I love Jim Carrey. His face is like plasticine. He can do things.
So good.
He's so hilarious.
He is very good.
He's brilliant.
People forget that he's a great actor.
Yeah, Eternal Sunshine. Great movie too.
What do you call the one that the I love you?
I love you. Yes,
the prison gate romance
the gay
thing.
One. But I laughed so hard at that. But the guy that I was with was telling me to shut up. And
Really?
Yeah. He was like, would you stop it?
I hate that.
And
Stop pissing on somebody else's
I was crying laughing.
Enjoyment.
I was really happy. And loads of people were laughing. It wasn't just me.
Even if I don't find something funny, I love seeing people laugh.
I do have a witchy laugh. So I've been told from I've been no age that's a fake laugh, and it really fucking annoys me because I'm like, if I could laugh any other way, it wouldn't be this, right? It would not be that. Because my ma laughs the same as well. We have a real...
That was a wee bit like, like Anne from Little Britain.
My ma laughs the same way. Do you know what I mean? My dad's always like, you and your mummy.
But it's not been more than once. And
but he told me to shut up.
You quite enjoyed that film, didn't you, son?
Yeah.
You had a... And
but I enjoy hearing people laugh.
I enjoy hearing people. I think laughter is really
contagious,
and
but also
what would you say? It's infectious joy.
Yeah, like see whenever you see a wee baby like my kid last night, we were letting on to like eat his belly button, you know, like whenever you're going, you know, like that, and he just thought
Kills himself.
He was the easiest audience ever, but he was proper cackling.
Yes,
and you know the way he's only a wee baby, he's only 3, and because he was laughing so hard, I was laughing really hard because
and then you can't breathe, and then he's the same,
you know,
and it becomes this big spiral.
Just like whenever I'm watching, our kid could be sitting watching his wee iPad, and he'll just burst out laughing at something, and I start laughing, and he's like, "Did you see that, Mummy?" And I'll go, "No." And he's like, "Do you want to see it?" And I'll go, "No." But not really. But it's just funny.
I've had my fun.
Like I enjoy people enjoying themselves.
I enjoy people enjoying themselves. I enjoy people.
But he was really, and I just remember being like, that was
the sign.
I went out with him a few times.
See, like if you're in mass or something, and you hit that note, like there was a fella we used to go to Clonard, and there was a sound boy. He used to go and he used to sit up at the front, and on his own, like he'd be there early.
Close to the front, big of the cunt.
That's it. And the priest would be doing like a sermon or whatever it's called. So he'd be going and.
Somebody
Paul
give him
says
a cough
to so and so, and he wrote a letter, but he'd sit and go, "Aye, fucking bloody sure he did, aye."
Oh, is this like the novena whenever they call out people's letters and
stuff?
He
got barred.
Did he?
He got barred from Clonard.
He got barred?
The priest.
It was in the Undertown News. He got barred from Clonard because he was heckling the priest. Like,
get away!
Yeah, it was so funny. Like,
did he actually?
Swear to God. Yeah.
I love being from here.
I wouldn't have barred him. I'd have kept him because I got kept used. Because let's face it, 9 times out of 10, church is born. Mm-hmm. Let's face it. No matter what side of the divide.
The novena is good because you get a wee bit of people.
What's a novena now? What does it do?
So the novena it's actually usually in May because May is Mary's month, and novena is practiced around giving thanks and respect to Jesus' mother. So for Mary.
So it's the whole month of Mary.
You petition Mary.
There's like so many masses every day that happen, and it's all
the Clonard novena is a big deal. And can I just say, as much as I'm not a big rosary rattler when it comes to going to mass, I do enjoy a novena.
A good novena.
You get a sense of peace, like and everybody's singing, and you know it's lovely. It is nice.
If you go every day, you get more points.
If
you go more every day, you have more chances. It's like a Ramadan for Catholics, isn't it?
For Catholics.
Yeah.
Well, that would be Lent actually, but yeah, Mary, you know, but
we do Lent.
Quite sad. It's quite sad too.
Well,
sometimes
Church of Ireland, we do Lent
because they read out people's petitions, so you'll hear, and I think some people go to make themselves feel better.
Oh,
but you know what? Like, oh fuck, if we all threw your problems down, you'd be crawling to get your own back. Like, you'll hear people that are like, "Please help my husband."
My granny used to say, "I used to feel sorry for the man. I used to feel bad because I had no shoes till I saw the man with no feet." Did you ever hear that one?
But I think there's this: you're not allowed to be sad because there's people sadder in the world, and you're going at 16. You're not allowed to laugh because there's people that's happier.
And not allowed to have lunch because you've had yours.
You know, and you're going, "I'm allowed to be fucking miserable. Leave me alone." Leave me alone.
So how's a novena different from like normal mass?
You do decades of the rosary, don't you?
Do you know what? I've been to that many of them, and I couldn't even fucking tell you. Like,
I don't know. It's more
remember,
novenas are based around Mary, because normally the way that it works is you have to always the mass is centered around like our Lord Jesus, the crucifixion for Catholics, but novenas are essentially you do decades of the rosary.
It's a different structure. I think
it's a different structure. Yeah,
I guess because we don't have like.
You're coming together in prayer for a specific purpose. Like, so you're coming together.
It's like the way a funeral is like a requiem mass. It's different than the normal.
Because we like Protestants don't have any intermediaries. So like we wouldn't pray to Mary or a saint or anybody. We would just pray straight to God. And that's
see,
like
I'm starting to do jokes about that because whenever you go off on a wee tangent, you go, "It was actually good. I might do that again."
I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk to the monkey. I want to talk to the organ grinder.
I want to talk to the organ grinder. But you know the way in Catholic faith we have this thing where it's like, you don't talk directly to God. Who the fuck do you think you are? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You got a guardian angel. Ask demons, right? What happened? Did you lose something? Ask St. Anthony. Tell St. Anthony you'll give him the price of a loaf if you find it. Jesus was lost. Jesus was found. Right? If you're really, really stuck, pray to Jesus. Talk to Jesus. Don't fucking go near God. No, it's like your ma after with a hangover. You don't wake her up. Do you know what I mean?
But you not think that God is Jesus?
That still confuses me.
It's the 3 in 1.
The Holy Trinity.
The Holy Trinity.
It still confuses me. I don't care what anybody says. It's been explained a million times. I know that God made Jesus, so therefore Jesus is God. But why are we going on and on about God giving his only son then? If God gave his only son, and it's like, oh, poor God, like he had to watch him being tortured. And you go, fuck, he did.
Jesus
That's terrible.
not become
Then
God
you go,
after he rose again?
He's with
I don't know,
God.
'cause
He's,
I always
he's
used to
seated at
think-
the right hand of the Father.
But I always used to think, well, how did Jesus... Doesn't really count when they say he died for the sins because he rose again, like.
No, he died and defeated death, and that's why.
No, he
And
died
he
for
could
us.
Fucking bloody sure he did, aye.
He defeated
I'm bloody sure he did I.
That's what your man used to... And, like, the priest would be, like...
That's
he was
so-
really slow, so he would take ages reading stuff. He goes, fucking hurry up and all that. Get on with it. and all,
Ah,
like,
get
do you know what I mean?
away. Wait a wee priest like that. He was
So
as deaf as a
funny,
post. Like, he had 2 hearing aids and he's still...
Like someone sounded like, remember you like in Hocus Pocus whenever your man comes out of the grave.
It's a novena is a 9-day period of prayer, often
9
focused on
novena.
a specific intention or saint.
Yes.
While Mass is a liturgical celebration commemorating Jesus' Last Supper, novena
So you
is a
would ha-
devotional practice.
So you would have a Marian novena, which is
but we do a
Mary's.
novena for Mary.
So
yes.
that would be a Marian
So
novena.
you could do a novena for
And you're
somebody
supposed
else.
to go every day of the 9 days.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
The Clonard novena is for
It's a big
Mary.
deal. Like, all the houses around the area put the fucking
They're raging.
flags out and all.
What
But they be
flags?
raging. They're
the-
like, all
the Pope
fucking
flag,
parking here.
Like the fucking yellow and white.
Oh, the Vatican City.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
What if you had dementia and you thought and you'd been imagine you had dementia and you had been to the Vatican in your youth and you're wandering around Clonard and you
just
saw
thought
the
Antrim were
Vatican
playing?
flags, you'd be like, what the fuck?
Did my plane just
yeah.
crash?
I was just in my living room a minute ago.
I always worry about that though with dementia in general. Like imagine I'm sitting here talking to you right now and then I go, and then I open my eyes and I'm in a nursing home and I'm really fucking old and somebody's trying to spoon feed me applesauce and telling me to be quiet. I'm like, what are you on about? I'm on my fucking podcast. That's what's happening to them wee people.
Of course, yeah.
They're like,
Oh, Bronagh, tell us who's on your podcast today. She's on her fucking podcast.
no, David, he was just here. David's been dead 10 years, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Fuck you, bitch! I'm gonna outlive y'all.
I know you will.
I'm gonna visit all y'all's asses.
Oh fuck! But that's it. Yeah, that's my fear. Just take me to the Alpine Forest. Give
I
me a
have
big dose
said,
of morphine.
One-way
put me
ticket.
down.
Pack late.
Yeah, pack light.
Pack late.
Do
Go
you
in
know
your
what they
outfit.
give you in the morning?
Go in your outfit.
And do you know what they give you in the morning whenever you go to Dignitas?
What?
They give you for your last breakfast.
What?
Cheerios. Yeah, you're not going to give them a bad review anyway, are you? From beyond the grave. Wee Ouija board, how did you find your experience here?
Won't be back.
No, won't
We'll be back. No return customers in there.
This is
That's
it.
a bad thing.
Do you have people go into that hotel and never see them leaving?
Never. It's Hotel
What do they
California.
do with you then?
Hotel
Do you
California.
get cremated? Catholics don't cremate, Shias don't.
We do now
You do now.
because they changed it. You're allowed to.
Because you
Was that
just
an
believe
update?
in like the resurrection of the body.
My dad doesn't want to be cremated, like, and he's not really particularly Catholic practicing. He's more just he's a Christian, but he's like, I know Jesus is going to come back again, and I don't want him to have to look about for me. And I'm like, but you're going to be fucking bones.
What bits of you
Aye,
put you together again? I want to be cremated and shot into space.
Shot into space.
Like Hunter S. Thompson.
I want.
Was
something
Hunter
happened?
S. Thompson?
Well, he got shot up in the sky with fireworks, like.
That's what I was shot.
Ideally, please make this happen if I die. Please, right?
Johnny Depp organised that.
Please
for him.
make it happen. I want to be either composted or I want to be in a pod.
One
you
of those
know?
trees.
I want to be a tree.
An iPod.
I like
iPod.
those. Or like, what if this? What if
I
the-
wanna be
What if
in-
they
I
put like
wanna
a
be-
really? What if they put like a really good? You know, like one of those trees that like grows in any ground, and they put the seed in your mouth,
Aye.
and then it bursts out of your grave as
That
the years go
happens.
past.
There's a forest and some of the trees have like skulls in them.
Well, it's because the trees, like the roots, drag the bones of the graves into.
I just think like watch this documentary on Netflix about mushrooms, right? And it's all
What's
about,
it called? The mycelial network.
Yes.
Yes.
Everything's
I
connected.
want to be part of the mycelial network. Okay,
said
it's
that at
like
the start.
Pandora. You know,
I
when
think-
Avatar.
I think
when
Not
they-
a thing ever.
I
in the
think
world,
that
like.
is meant. I think that like is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that is like that's our key to getting back in touch with nature. I think that brings us back to
Well,
Eden.
100%.
Yes.
Every single species.
Like
of
look at
mushroom
psilocybin.
has a medicinal
Do we not
benefit.
share like DNA with mushrooms?
There's
Yeah, we're
mushrooms that
closer-
actually move
mushrooms
towards
are closer
human
to
voices
us.
and stuff. Like they'll
Mushrooms
Help.
are closer to us than they are to plants.
That is mental. We are mushroom. It's fungus. We are fungus.
Because they actually ingest.
You are a walking STI.
Why can't you live on a fungus? Because you're
Yeah.
eating mushroom.
Oh, you're a fun guy. Okay. Right. So I think that brings us up to this week's episode. I think we have pontificated.
I
and
think we have excoriated the world enough.
Excoriated the world. But yes, we love you millions. Go check out RB Patreon because there's a whole big bit at the start of this episode that we talked about. It's going to be put on that. I don't know why.
Gigs coming up.
Gigs coming up. I'm in the Glenowen, but that's going to be yesterday by the time this is released. I have loads of gigs coming up. Go on my Instagram, click my link tree, check my links because I am hopeless when it comes to remembering shit.
Yeah,
What about you?
Yeah, same old, same old. Cabaret Supper Club. Please do come and either see myself or my work husband, Dick Von Dyke.
Yeah,
And
our
we
Gemma.
will- Our Gemma. Our Gemma Hutton.
I'm hosting Lesgo Bingo on the 17th of May, but I think it's sold out. So, too late.
If any lesbians pass away and leave their ticket,
You
we'll
may.
be sure to let them know.
We'll let you know.
Do
Fingers
you
crossed.
know what they're like?
Fingers crossed. That's probably.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. You want no. Boo. Is that the way? Is that the way they like it? Fingers
That's the way I like
crossed. Double digits.
Yeah. Anyways, that's enough for today. Yes.
Sorry,
Thank you.
lesbians.
Taylor B. Granny was asking.